Hello, race fans, and welcome to another Race Face Drive-In 5 here on raceface.tv. As always, Jacob Seelman on the right side of the screen as your host. On the left side of the screen, actually, see, I can't do that right because I have to remember that Zoom is mirrored. So on the left side of the screen, it's Cassidy Hinds. This is off to a great start, isn't it, Cassidy?
It is.
Hey, good news is you got to race at least once since the last time we talked. We'll get into why the weather didn't cooperate in a few minutes, but you did get to do the Colorado National season opener since the last time we had you on here. And new car, or I guess rebuilt car, that you had no idea how it was going to react and had a pretty solid opening night. Take us through it.
Yeah, so it started off a little rough. We were struggling in the beginning, ended up qualifying 12th and then starting 14th in the main. But we ended up making some pretty big gains in the race, finishing 6th. And I think if we could have had a caution, like a late race caution or even like a longer run, because my car was a longer run car, I could have ended up finishing higher than that, but we just didn't have enough laps for that. But overall, it was a really good race day. We made a lot of gains and got a lot of headway on the car, so it was good. It wasn't something that we were like expecting to go out there and win because it was our first race back since the throttle hang in Tucson, and it was technically our first race since having to rebuild the car, and it was our first race with the new car, so we weren't really expecting anything like big spectacular, but um I take it as a win. We finished the race and we made gains throughout the day, and I finished higher than I started. So I think that's a good race day in itself.
I was gonna say 14th to 6th in the in what, a 40 lap feature, 50 lap feature is not a bad day at all.
Mhm. No, no, it was a good day. The car was a long run car, so it sucked when we got cautions. And it took like 3 or 4 laps to get it going. I think if we would have had more longer runs and less cautions, it would have been better for
Mhm.
us. I could have made more headway and gotten around more cars, but we had a late race caution. I think we had like 2 or 3 laps to go, and the car was not cooperating at that point. So if we wouldn't have had that, I think it would have been even better. But um, I'll take 6th.
I was
It,
going to say
it's good.
that backs up something that you talked to us about on one of these podcasts during the off season and leading up to this year, that you've always liked the longer distance races just because not only does that seem to suit your car a little bit, but your driving style has always been such that I feel like you get better as you set into a rhythm, and maybe as the tires wear out, you're able to manage that a little bit better.
Yeah, I've always been that way. I've always been the type of driver that, like, once I get in my zone, I'm very stuck in my zone, and it's just like blinders are on. Like, I'm nothing around me can like deter that. Even my spotters talking, like, I hear them, and like everything is just in tune with me. And so, longer run cars are definitely my suited style, and longer run races are my suited style. Like I love longer run races. I think um if the cards are played right, longer run races end up better. There are definitely situations where it doesn't end up right, like if I don't have the right car for a longer run race.
Mhm.
But overall, longer run races are something that I love to do.
For sure. And we mentioned the weather. You were supposed to race this past weekend. That didn't happen. Mother Nature did not play nice. And I know you were, I won't say irked, but certainly disappointed just because you wanted to get back to the racetrack pretty quickly after having a solid run.
Yeah, yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. Memorial Day weekend is something that CNS takes very seriously, and it's something that everybody at CNS, all of the drivers are included in Memorial Day weekend, and everyone races on Memorial Day weekend. So like Saturday, it was ARCA, and then they had a couple of other classes like Grand Americans, late models, that type of stuff. They only got to finish half of their race, ARCA did, because of the rain, and nobody else got to race that night. And then Sunday, they ended up canceling Sunday's race, which was my race on like Wednesday of that week because it was supposed to rain all day long, which it did end up raining all day long, but it took it until like 11 to rain. So, like that kind of sucked, but
At the same time, at least it did what it was supposed to do, so it's not like you're sitting there with the sun out going, why aren't we racing right now?
yes, yes, exactly. It's like, because there have been a couple of times where they've canceled races and we're just sitting there watching the sky and it's just blue and sunny and we're like, we could be racing right now because
Yeah,
Mother Nature's crazy,
exactly.
especially here in Colorado.
Oh, for sure. It's unfortunate. I know how badly you wanted to get right back out there, but I believe before too long you will be. If I remember right, June 7th is the next late model, or no, sorry, June 14th is the next super late model race for you guys, which we were talking about long distance races. That's a 100 lap race.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I like the bigger races. I feel like they bring more fans and which in turn I get more engagement with fans
Mhm.
because I love interacting with my fans. Um, but overall, like I just like the longer races. I feel like we do better with the longer races because nobody's gonna try and win it on the first lap.
Right.
Everybody's there to race the longer race. And so I really like those. I'm excited for that one.
I'm curious because that Saturday night Super Late Model 100 leads into Father's Day Sunday, which they're having a giant monster truck and demo derby show. So I have to ask the question now, are you going to bring your dad out for the monster truck demo derby?
You know, they do it every year and we never go. We never go. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We usually do something else for Father's Day, so
Fair enough.
we might do that. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay, off track stuff for a minute. Congratulations are in order. You have officially graduated with your bachelor's degree as of the last time we did one of these. And jealousy, you got to go celebrate it in Hawaii. So, how was vacation?
It was amazing. It, there was kind of like a big joke going on because
Oh boy.
in Oahu, in Honolulu specifically, there's a lot of chickens and a lot of pigeons, right?
Okay.
And the pigeons and the chickens, there's pickens, and it's a pigeon and a chicken. And
Oh
we could
boy.
not figure out for the longest time what they were. They were like the weirdest looking birds. And I looked at it one day and I was like, that's a picken. Like, because it had chicken feet and a pigeon body, and then it had like a pigeon and a chicken head combined. It was like the weirdest thing, but they were like so cool, and it was like the highlight of my week was seeing a pigeon. I don't know why, but I was like so satisfied just seeing a pigeon.
Okay, you realize now that after we're done taping this, I'm gonna have to go look up a picture of a picken, right?
Should you should. I don't know if it'll come up, but you should do
Oh
it
my
because
gosh.
it is the funniest thing. It is so funny looking.
So what was the favorite thing you got to sightsee while you were there?
Besides the pickens,
Besides the pickens, of course.
um, Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we went to
Ooh,
Pearl Harbor on Monday and that was it was very heavy. We went to
I'm
USS
sure.
Arizona and it was definitely something that I think everybody should see at least once. It's if you're able to. Like it is such a it's a cool thing to see, but it's very heartbreaking and it's very sad. And being on the memorial of USS Arizona, it was very heavy and very emotional to be there and to because they like built the memorial on top of the USS Arizona so you could see down into it and it was very emotional to see.
And I'm sure just it hit hard too with that kind of leading into Memorial Day week and just knowing, you know, that's part of the fight that we honor and remember.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely something that I'll remember for a long time. And I would like to go back again and
Sure.
see it. There have been people that they said when we went that they saw it like 50 years ago, and they've said it's changed a little bit. They're trying to keep USS Arizona pretty stable so it doesn't
Mhm.
like rust away. So they're trying to do maintenance on it right now, but
Okay.
it was just is very heavy.
I've heard a lot of I hear a lot of what you describe and think about a lot of the same feelings that I felt years ago when I went to the 9/11 memorial in New York City, just knowing what that was like. So definitely understandable, and obviously coming off Memorial Day weekend, definitely something that we continue to think about and remember those who sacrificed so much for what we get to enjoy. I am curious because it is Hawaii. Did you at least get to spend a little bit of time on the beach?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, see,
There a
there
lot of
you
time
go.
on the beach. I got a little sunburn, just a little bit, but
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So we know when you're racing next in a couple of weeks. We know what you've been up to recently. I wish it was more than that, but hey, hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate for this next one. Sponsors, thank you. Shout out to Cassidy, who makes it happen and who's going to get you back to the racetrack here in the middle of June.
Yeah, I'd like to thank first of all my family for all of their help and hard work over the multiple years that we've been racing. And then I'd like to thank all of my sponsors, Frontier Restoration, Fort Worth Screen Printing, the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, Commit to Fitness, Pineapple Pump Project, Matco Tools, 5280 Pit Lighting, Buckeye Welding, and everyone else that makes it possible.
And let's remind everybody too, we just talked about that bachelor's degree in dietetics, and you're going to work now over the next year, year and a half to convert that to a master's degree. So no more do you enjoy this summer than you go back to school.
Yes, and I'm gonna try and shadow a dietitian over the summer, so I'm gonna be doing a
That's
lot.
awesome. In addition to being in the race car, but as we've talked about, the whole dietary side of things and the nutrition side of things is so important to what you do and what others do behind the wheel of a race car. So definitely a very, very valuable skill for you.
Absolutely. It's
Always a ple
something people don't take into consideration very often.
Oh, for sure. Always a pleasure, Cassidy. I appreciate the time, and we will see you in a couple of weeks and cross our fingers. I know you're so badly wanting to get back into the top five at Colorado. It seems like it's close. You guys are right on the cusp.
Yes, yeah, we're close. I'm hoping it's soon. We need to get it soon.
That's Cassidy Hinds. I'm Jacob Seelman. As always, this is Race Face Drive-In 5. We'll see you next time here on raceface.tv, in addition to all the coverage we do around the world of racing every day.